Man, it's nice to have friends in high places.
I'm telling you, what can I say?
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. All right, everyone. It's a little bit after 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves started for this evening. Today is November the 10th, 2022. My name is Jonathan Jones. It's my pleasure, my privilege to be your host and moderator for this evening. And I can't help but applaud you folks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come to a presentation like this. And whoever invited you really thought highly of you. If you're here for the first time, they thought very highly of you and thought that there may be something that you could benefit from by coming to a presentation like this on a Thursday evening that's often reserved for family time and other personal interests. And we do our best to try to make sure that anything that we pass on to you has been validated, has been confirmed, and can be of some benefit to you in making decisions about your health and well-being. And we kind of have to make that clear also as we begin our discussions that the things that we talk about, these are not things that have been evaluated by the FDA. This is for information, educational, entertainment purposes only. That's all we're doing is talking about information that can be taken into consideration when you make decisions about your health and well-being. These individuals share their stories. You decide whether you feel that it has the ring of truth to it or not, and if it has any application to you and your particular unique circumstances. I'm not a doctor, don't claim to be one, and we strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust when it comes to applying or invoking any nutritional supplement, adding it to your diet. We recommend that you talk to a professional that you trust and get their opinion, about the situation. So what we're going to do now is going to get started. I'm clearing out things off my desktop. If I don't clear the stuff off my desktop, it slows down my computer. It doesn't work nearly as fast or as efficiently as it's supposed to, and just creates a problem and slows everything down. Today's Thursday. Now, Thursdays is opportunities for anyone who has a story that they would like to share to be able to do so. There's an interesting story that some of you have heard before, but I think it really lays the foundation for this discussion right now, because it's still unbelievable to me just how many unusual things have been affected by microdaily. The story you're going to hear now, it goes back a few years, and it's being told by a veteran. And this gentleman goes back a number of years. In fact, you'll hear that he refers to the product as MMF. So that's how he referred to it. So that's how long ago this story goes back. But he had a number of things, diabetes, narcolepsy, and probably several other things. But his name is Marty. And I got this from, I believe it was Jeff that gave me this years ago, back when the company was first getting started. And I saved a bunch of them. So, but I thought you might find it to be of some value now. So I'm going to play it. It's only about 5 minutes long. And that gives Mike Ingram a minute to think about sharing his story with us. So we're looking forward to hearing that, if that ever happens. Okay. But so for anybody else now, if you got a story, if you've got an update, we want to hear whatever your story is today. No matter how small you think it might be, we want to hear it. Okay, great. Thank you. So 1 second here. Let's give our attention now to Marty.
Folks, I've been a type 2 diabetic for many years. I received type 2 diabetes via Agent Orange from Vietnam. It's been a part of my life almost after Vietnam when we came back home. I've been on medications, metformin medications to help control my diabetes, and I've had problems with it. But that I want to share with you. And that's, I found out because of the military, I was on an aircraft carrier that blew up. Many lives were lost in the fire. The fire was horrendous. We fought over 6 hours to put the fire out, and then we had to go in and take those bodies out of that burning inferno after it was over. Because of it, I have what they call narcolepsy. I didn't really realize I had it, but it's a genetic disorder, and I realized that my grandfather had narcolepsy, and I never knew. But narcolepsy is where your brain goes into REM sleep, theta sleep, or REM sleep, or theta sleep, and your brain goes to sleep so it can regenerate. What happened is it went just the opposite. When these emotions took place, the only way it could flip from narcolepsy to what I have now, which is cataplexy, is a severe emotion or trauma. Well, when I was on that ship and it blew up, and we had to bring those bodies out, it triggered that emotion, that problem, and it changed. Couldn't do anything. And my feelings, being that young person, I thought I was being possessed. That's the only way I could describe it, is I had this horrible heavy feeling on me. I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. Well, eventually it would go off. I didn't dare tell the doctors, I didn't dare do anything, because I thought if I told them I was possessed, which is the only thing I could think of, that they would kick me out of the military on a mental. So I kept it a secret. I never told anybody. But after I was out, I went to the hospital because it progressed into what we call REM sleep. My body goes into REM sleep, I go paralyzed, I fall. It looks just like you've shot me in the heart. I go paralyzed for 5 minutes up to 15, 20 minutes at a time. I can hear you, I can see you, but I'm totally paralyzed. I can't move a muscle. Well, that's been going on for over 38 years. And it's really interesting because I'm a hairstylist. And I would have these spells where I'd go paralyzed, and 5-10 minutes at a time, my customer would sit in the chair and wait for me to come around. I thought I'd get a medical alert tag that said, "Give me 5, I'll be back." Because I gave my big salon to my daughter, and we moved and built a salon onto our home in a new home that we built, this home here, where I built a hair salon on it. And my customers that know what I was going through just lived through it and let me cut their hair after I'd have these spells. If I stand longer than 5-10 minutes at a time, I could tell you I was going to fall. I was going to have a spell. Well, I get emotional when I talk about it. After 6 months of being on this product, it happened even before, but now 6 months later, I no longer have those spells. I can stand as long as I want. That catatonic state doesn't take place. Any type of emotion, even laughing too fast or too long, crying, any type of emotion can bring those spells on. I no longer have it. I am so impressed with this product, MMF, and what it can do. Many things are caused because we don't have the nutrients. We don't have those things that can help us, the micronutrients in our body. This here has changed my life, along with other things that I've shared with you. This thing, just that one alone, if it could stop me from having those spells. I would go into the grocery stores, and I'd have these spells, and they got to know me so well that they'd put wet cones around me. I mean, how would you feel having wet cones put around you, being totally paralyzed, and not be able to move? Well, it got to be almost a joke to me and my family, because my wife would step over me and make another appointment. I mean, but now, folks, I don't have this anymore. I'd like to give that testimonial to you that things can change. Problems that you have can get better. And I can't make claims, but all I can say is try it and see what it can do for you. Thank you very much.
Kind of an amazing story that the details, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to believe, but I've known 2 individuals over my years that had a similar issue. one older woman, all her life, she's gone through things like that, where she would, some level of stress in her life, and she would go into like a narcoleptic spell like that. And they had no idea what it was or why. But it's a similar thing that's happening with them, is there's just been no extremes like that since taking micro daily. My mother-in-law, for example, even now, for many years, she could not, very sensitive to everything. And a lot of times I think either she or my sister-in-laws might have been thinking that she was having some sort of a negative or allergic reaction to microdaily, whereas her body was simply starting to detox. But now my mother-in-law started hearing all these amazing stories that individuals are telling. And she said, what are they taking? I need to take some of that, because the pain in my legs is like what that person right there has been describing. And so I told my mother-in-law, I said, well, actually, I've been trying to give this to you for years. She said, you've been trying to give me that for years? I said, yeah, yes, ma'am. I've been trying to give it to you for years. So that next day she took 9. And instead of getting up 3 times a night with severe pain in her legs, she got up once. The next night, she didn't wake up at all. That's been the story for the past several years, is this extreme pain throughout the night. And one of my sister-in-laws or my wife, Joanna, that's when we come up here to help out. We have to get up, go help her out, rub some ointments and things on her legs to try to help her to ease the pain and settle back down. But I'm not hearing those stories about severe pain these days. So those are just a couple of the stories that's taking place right now. But and of course, like I said, Marty is an extreme example, but Marty told his story. So you decide whether it's got the ring of truth to you or not. And remember, testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. So now I give you a little bit of time there so that you can decide whether you want to share your story or not. And it's very simple. All you have to do is just unmute yourself and start talking, or you can raise your digital hand, whichever you like to do. Let's make it easy. And by the way, if you don't have a story that you want to share, but you just have a question that you're wondering about with Micro Daily or any of the other products, I'll do my best to try to answer your question right now. Okay. So Sharon's the first hand that's gone up. So
Yay! I want to ask a question. You know how like sometimes people might have hemorrhoids, right? And they might have, I think it's called a fistula or a tear, like in the rectum area, you know. And so they give you different kinds of medication or whatever, stuff like that. I was wondering, can a person mix up some Micro Daily EMF with some, what you call it, coconut oil, and like put it in the rectum area to try to help with that the tear?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be not a bad thing. I would personally think that the original microdata would be more effective because it doesn't have any of the turmeric in it. So I would be more inclined to go with the original if it's available. And even olive oil has healing properties. That's real good. Another thing that will help is if you can find a very good bovine colostrum, extremely good for healing wounds.
You said good what now? I didn't understand you.
Bovine colostrum. So
what's that?
Colostrum is like the first milk from cows.
Oh, okay.
Well, from mammals. So so if you can find a high quality colostrum, unbelievable healing properties. But Micro Daily has done that. Micro Daily has been a very good wound healing agent for folks. That's how many folks have used it. So, but make it into a paste with olive oil, or I'm not sure about the coconut oil, but with olive oil, some have used it that way, and it has accelerated the healing.
Oh, okay. Because they I got to get this GPS off. Excuse me. I'm saying because they had said some nitroglycerin ointment, and when I went to the doctor, that was like $200 some. And
Ooh.
then it said it can lower you of having a heart attack because the glycerin taking it over a period of time. So I just say, give me my prescription back. Thank you very much.
Two-edged sword every time, right?
Yeah, right.
Mhm. Yeah, but that would not be a bad thing to try. It would be definitely worth the try, because it does help with inflammation, and take increased amounts of it orally. So I'd have the person, I would, if I was in the situation, I would maybe take, I'd go on 666 or even more if it's EMF. So, but and if there's no problem, now mind you, if there's no discomfort using the EMF as a paste, go with it. So it won't hurt anything. So it certainly would just simply help to accelerate the healing.
Okay, because they were saying like every time a person would go to the bathroom, they would tear, whatever and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so then you have some spotting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
and then
Well, thank you.
that would be the additional reason for taking large amounts of it orally, to
Mhm.
help get the inflammation down as quickly as possible.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Thank you.
doing both would be would help with the healing. You're quite welcome, and thank you for the question.
Mhm.
And Virginia Gilbo, we're looking forward to hearing your story if you're going to share that.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so glad I'm able to give my story. I was sponsored by my sister, Evelyn Burns. She's 84. I'm 91.
Mhm.
And the reason I decided to look at this business is because she sent me a videotape, and I wasn't gonna bother with it, but something said, well, look at it, because it was talking about a doctor on there. And me and her are very we're very self-conscious about our health. We love to hear about health. And so I said, well, I'm gonna look at it. Maybe let me see what this doctor got to say. I looked at the tape, and I tell you, before I got through the tape, a lady came on there with her testimony. And she was talking about two of the issues that I had, health issues that I had. And I couldn't imagine, I couldn't hardly wait to get off that, finish looking at the tape. But anyway, I finished looking at the tape, and I was figuring around, trying to see if I could get another video. I was so excited about the video I saw. And I happened to see Jonathan Jones' name come up again, because on the video it says something about Jonathan Jones and Dr. Prasad. So I clicked on that name, Jonathan Jones, and it was a telephone ringing. I quickly hung up the telephone because it was about 1 o'clock or close to 1 in the morning. And the next day, I got a message from Jonathan Jones, and he said, I got a call from your number. Who are you? And I said, oh Lord, I hope I'm not gonna get fussed out, because it was so late at night. So, but I responded and I explained to him. I said, I let him know that I was looking at the video, and it was just, I got so excited. I was trying to find another video, and his name popped up. And I explained everything to him. He responded back to me and he said everything, that it was all right. He was very cordial. And I think I asked him a couple of questions, and he sent his email to me and told me that anytime I had a question to ask, to don't hesitate and just email him. And I thought that was sweet. But anyway, the next day, that same day, no, it was the same day, my sister, she signed up, and I signed up behind her as a what you call it,
An affiliate.
an affiliate. I signed up as an affiliate. And
But tell us, Miss Gilbo, what was it on the video, the woman's story that got your attention?
that got my attention was when this lady, her testimony.
What
And
did she say?
I suffer with two of, she had a few things wrong with her, but I have two specific things, health issues. And that's congestive heart failure
Mm-hmm.
and rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
And
okay.
this is what got me. And she said she was taking this product. It was in a green bottle, original green bottle, original EMF.
Uh-huh.
And she also said she was taking the brain boost.
Uh-huh.
And so soon as I signed up, I ordered those two products.
Uh-huh. And what are you noticing?
Yeah, I wanted the same thing she took. And I ordered those products, but when my products came, I couldn't hardly wait for them to come. But when they came about 5 days later. I started taking them, and I started taking them just like she said she was taking them. She was doubling up on them. So I doubled up on them too. And I took those products. I tell you, before I started taking the product, I could not walk from my bedroom to the bathroom without being out of breath and winded. I would get to the bathroom and I would have to lean over on the sink to wash my face. And then my back, my lower part of my back would be hurting me. And I would put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and I'd have to sit down on the toilet to brush my teeth. And I would, before that, I couldn't even go in my kitchen and get me a glass of water. I would have to lean over on the sink because my back would be killing me and I would be out of breath, winded. To get my water, I have a stool sitting by the sink, and I would have to sit on that sink to drink my water. Well, the third day after I took this product and did exactly what I thought that lady said to do, that she was doing, I got up off the bed. I woke up and got up off the bed and just walked into the bathroom, not thinking. Usually I would have to get up and sit on the edge of the bed and then sit a few minutes and catch my breath and then get up and go in the bathroom. But I wasn't even thinking. I got up and just walked on in the bathroom and stood up there and brushed my teeth, washed my face. And I didn't think about it till I got back into the bedroom. I said, well, what? To myself, I said, well, I didn't even have to lean or sit. But anyway, that same day, my daughter, she said to me, now this is the third day, only the third day I'm taking this this micro daily and the brain booth. So I said, my daughter said to me, she said, Mama, she said, I want you to go with me to this convention. My daughter promotes 5-link CBD oil, and that the company was having the convention in Atlantic City. I live in New York. Well, I said to her, I said, Linda, I don't think I can go. I said, you know how I get winded just walking. And she said, well, Mama, just please come. She said, she kept insisting, please come. She said, just lean on the Lord, lean on God. And that's what I tell her sometimes when she, you know, have a problem. I said, girl, lean on the Lord, lean on God. He'll take you through. So she gave me back the same message I give her. So she kept insisting. She said, Mama, you know, ain't too many people got a 91-year-old mother that's living. And I want to show these people what a blessing I have. You living and you 91 years old. And she kept insisting. So I went on to the convention with her. But she was thinking that to go to the convention, Amtrak, we had to take Amtrak. Well, Amtrak takes you straight through. But when we got to the Pennsylvania Railroad, the Amtrak wasn't going straight through because they was working on the track. And we had to walk. We had to change and take 3 trains. And I tell you, the first train, we had to walk the equivalent of, I would say, 2 to 3 blocks. And there I was with my walk. But I was walking behind her. And every once in a while, she would look back and she said, Mama, you doing good. And one time she said that I just threw my hand up. I said, to God be the glory. And we made it to the to that train. We had to go to another train, and that was about a long block. And all of it, that was about 4 long blocks I had walked. And I just couldn't get over it. And Linda couldn't get over it either, I'm sure. But anyway, we made it to the convention. And when I got to the convention, I was able to go to every meeting for the 2 days with her. And I was just surprised at myself. So we got back home, and on the 22nd of October. Now I joined Engage Global on the 26th of September. They had a birthday party for my niece, who is the daughter of a sister of ours. We come from a family of children of 12, and I'm the 9th child. But my sister's daughter had a birthday party, and so many people came from all over. We have a large family. They came from all over the country. All her sisters and brothers, except the 2 that's deceased, came. And I went to the party. When I was at the party, everybody started dancing. And for some reason, I threw that stick aside and I went to dancing with them. And my nieces and nephews and family members, me being the matron of the family, they could not get over it. And I couldn't get over it myself. I threw that stick aside. I didn't even take the walker with me. And I could not get over it myself. Well, I had a ball that night. To God be the glory. I just thank God for giving Dr. Prasad the knowledge to invent this product. I'm telling you, I'm in here now, almost about to shout, just talking about it. And then a few days ago, I haven't cooked a meal, not even breakfast. I haven't cooked a meal in, I would say, about before 2015. And 2019, they put a ICD in my body, which means it's a pacemaker and a defibrillator combined. And I still was having a problem. So I knew it was this product. The reason I wasn't having a problem breathing and was able to walk all those blocks, I said, it had got to be this product. And so I went in the kitchen and my right hand is a little crooked up from the arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Well, I wasn't even able to cut up an apple or say peel an apple before I took this product. But do you know, I've cut up a whole cabbage.
Oh, wow.
With this cooked up hand.
Oh, wow.
And cooked some cornbread and rice and whatever else I wanted. And I hadn't cooked or tried to cut up nothing. I wasn't able to cut up nothing, not even the apple, before I took this product. And I just want people, I try to tell it now everywhere I see somebody, everybody come in the house, I'm talking about. But I just want whoever is under the sound of my voice, if you just try this product. It may not do what it did, do for you what it did for me, but I tell you, if it don't hurt you, it certainly won't harm you. So please, try it. And I want to say one more thing. The Bible said, all those that Jesus touched was healed. But when she touched him, she was made whole. And I want to say, as long as I live, I intend to touch micro daily. And I believe if I touch this micro daily, as long as I live, because I told my girlfriend the other day, I was going to live to be 100. I said, because 99 and a half won't do. And I believe if I continue to touch micro daily, I'm going to be made whole. God bless everybody. Oh, and then another thing, I just want to say this too. I'm forgetting about some of the things to say. I had knots on my knees, and on each side of my outer kneecap. And that was from the arthritis. And not only that, when it would swell up, it would start hurt me when I walk. It was like bone on bone. And oh, it was so painful. But do you know, I looked down a couple of days ago, and do you know, I don't even see them knots on my leg. And my knees is looking like they looked when I was 25 years old or 20 years old. I just can't believe it. Try this product and God will bless you like he blessed me through Dr. Prasad. God bless you all.
We need to hear no more. That's the best.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That's the best. Wow. Wow.
Totally awesome. I'm
Beautiful.
speechless.
Virginia, I'm speechless. Thank you very much for sharing your story. That is absolutely amazing. And we are all excited. And I think if you could see it right now, maybe you can see everybody's face. I don't know. But we're excited, and we are so thankful that you told your story for us tonight. And ma'am, with your permission, I'm going to share that with a lot of people. Carolyn, you got something to say here?
Well, I don't have nothing as good as Miss Virginia had to say. I don't know who could follow her act. But, I did just wanted to say that, these products, I mean, they are the best products that are out there. I started taking the Micro Daily EMF Collagen Brain Boost. It was like toward the end of August. And at first, I really didn't notice too much. I mean, I don't have diabetes or heart disease or anything like that. But like I said, at first I didn't notice really too much. And then what I did is I kind of like stopped taking it for a minute, and then I started back. And one of my sisters were saying that she opened up the capsule and, put it in a little liquid. And that's how she takes them. So I started taking it that way. And actually that way works better for me. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that I went to the dentist Tuesday, and they were just telling me, how well my gum looked, my bone structure, my teeth were like in great shape. And I'm saying to myself, you know what, I haven't been doing what I should be doing, regarding like brushing at night and flossing and so forth. So I said, oh, it must be the Micro Daily and the collagen. This is what is the reason that I have such a good report. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been going to the dentist for quite some time, and I have never heard a dentist tell me that about my mouth. So I know for a fact it's because of the Micro Daily and the collagen. And so I said, wow. And not only that, I also noticed too, my fingernails, they had like kind of like ridges on them. I know I was deficient in something. Okay, I don't know what, but I know I was. Well, they're beginning to smooth out, and that has never happened with any supplement I had taken. And also, I was sitting, in the hall, and I could see the speaker from the back, beginning to see the speaker clear. And I was like, because I hadn't started on the eye boost yet. So I'm just taking, as I said, the Micro Daily Collagen Brain Boost. So these products, it's something about them, okay? They work. They really do work. And of course, you got to stick with it. It says take it twice. You got to take it twice. Or if you do have, a serious illness, you certainly want to take it maybe 3 times. And then I also added the probiotic. I think everybody on this call probably tried all kinds of probiotics before, but I have never purchased a probiotic that works like this one. It actually does what it says. So I am really excited, and I'm happy to tell others about a product that actually worked, not just for me, but my family, my friends, and listening to these different testimonies of other people. This is something that actually works. It's something about them. So that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted that's pretty much my testimony. These products work, and everybody should be on them.
That's beautiful. And thank you for sharing that. It's a beautiful thing to hear. was having a conversation with a doctor, it might have been Dr. Roberts, I think. And we were talking about how it is really kind of a shame that for all these years, any of us who have been purchasing vitamins or nutritional supplements, that companies have been able to get away with what they've been selling us. And we've been spending money on it. It's a shame, because this product, for it to be doing everything that everybody is saying that it's doing, has to be because it simply is exactly what it says it is. Now, the brilliance of Dr. Prasad is no question part of the equation. There's no doubt about that. Because if you spend a little time doing a little research, just trying to figure out, okay, what's the correct amount of this thing should I take under this circumstance? You have to know how much, well, some things you can take a lot of and you just get no benefit of it. For example, take something like alpha lipoic acid, it is. Somebody spent a lot of money and a lot of time figuring out that when you take 200 milligrams of alpha lipoic acid, you don't get quite the benefit you get from 400. Once you go to 600, 800, 1,000, the benefits don't get better. So the correct amount is 400. So somebody sat around and spent a lot of time figuring that out. You and I go to a store and we could buy alpha lipoic acid, and if the clerk convinces us we need 10,000 milligrams of it, we're going to buy 10,000 milligrams of it. We have no idea. And worse than that, what we're buying may not even amount to 1,000 micrograms of it. But we're literally getting what we pay for, with the brilliance of a scientist who spent decades putting together the right formula to have the greatest impact on the parts of our body that matter the most: your brain and your heart. Now, don't get me wrong, all the other organs are really important, but you can't get a brain transplant. You can get a heart transplant if you, under the right circumstances, but you can't get a brain transplant. It's amazing. So I agree with you on that one, Carolyn. And I'm still reeling over Virginia's story, and can't wait to share that with some more folks. Okay, we got a few more minutes. So if anyone would like to share their story or raise a question. One of the most common questions I've been getting is what's the right amount to take? And I will tell you my formula. With our clients, we simply say that if you're a healthy person, you can take whatever's on the bottle. That's a normal dose. We call that 1x. Okay, so whatever is recommended, 1x. Once you have a chronic problem, you need to at least do a plus, which to me translates into taking an extra dose. So if it's the original or methylated, 2 capsules twice a day. If it's a plus, add a dose. So that would be, instead of breakfast and dinner, is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A chronic problem is being over 50, because once we're aging, you really need to take a little bit extra. Not everybody needs it. A lot of people can get away with less. But if you have a serious problem, we recommend 2x. And that's what Virginia just did. She heard that another woman had done that, so she decided to go 2x. If she had just gone 1x or 1x plus, she may not have seen the same results. We might have been reading her obituary instead of having the privilege of hearing this woman tell her story just a few minutes ago. From a train ride to, where was that again? I was going to say Las Vegas, but wherever it was, that convention, 2x. If you have a degenerative problem on top of that, go 2x plus. And if you have a life or death problem, go 3x. and even 3x plus. Got it? So it's 1x, 1x plus, 2x, 2x plus, 3x, 3x plus. Those are the different levels. That's it. Just remember that. Somewhere on there, everybody lands on that list. Michael Wright has a story he'd like to share with us. So please, let's see if we can't bring Michael Wright onto our screen. You gonna tell us a story? You have a question, Michael?
How you doing, everyone? Jonathan, great to be here. And just a question. My mom right now is a diabetic 2, type 2. And it seemed like instead of getting better, she's going reverse, and kind of negative. But what I've been hearing, haven't got everything together yet, but tonight I'm going to fix some stuff. And it's a couple of stories, a young lady talking about 99 pills, and she said, no, bro, that ain't happening. But my mom, like I said, it's like I've been looking at her with the situation. I said, I'm no scientist, but I feel what I'm looking at is like it's nutrients are missing. And she's been taking some of this medicine, and they've been changing this dose, that dose, and this has been some time. And I'm like, I'm gonna keep it clean. It just looks like some BS to me. Mm-hmm. So what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna go order that 259 bundle. And then what I'm gonna do is let her keep taking her medicines, but I'm gonna add a couple of capsules to the mix, to her water or something.
How old is she?
81.
Try to go with 3 capsules 3 times a day if you can.
Okay. Because she's doing some of the meds, like 3 times a day. I have 2 meds called, one is metformin.
Metformin,
one
yeah.
is Colsivone, glipizide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I want to see what's going on to just blow some wheels off some people, because I want her, I know it's probably going to take a couple of weeks for this stuff to get in her system and just walk some changes. And I'm just praying for some change. I believe from what I'm hearing, everybody's been, getting some decent change. Like I said, I know this is not, I'm in the area of the marketing and everything. So I know, don't want to say, but if it does anything to put her in a better step where she can feel it, walk better and everything, hey, I know what's going on. And then I'm going to slowly but surely, just let it be known, what's going on. Because right now she's just a little rougher than what she's been. And I'm praying that some of the supplements, even the brain, they were trying. I was checking on something that came on my phone that some of the artificial sweeteners she uses equal. And I'm like, I'm backing her off that she don't know it. Yeah, but good. They said something about that causing dementia. And I believe it, because it's not natural. She might as well be, I'd rather for her use white sugar than that crap. But anyway, but we're using brown sugar. So I'm going, me too. So I'm trying to change up some things, definitely. But I'm praying to order that bundle. If not tonight, I'm trying to get everything plugged up with Mary Golston. Get everything lined up to get the business and to get this going, because I'm just hearing too many stories. I'm mad I caught the tail end of the young lady that was going off. She's probably sound like she's about 90, 98, 99, and she said 90, 99 and a half won't do. So I'm like, just some good positive testimonies. And
Michael, you can't go wrong.
I'm gonna get off, but thank you.
No, you're okay. You can't go wrong. I can tell you that right now. And when Virginia said to us that she doubled hers, at that age, that's not a bad idea to double it up, but whatever you start with, your mother's going to benefit from it. So, and you'll be happy that you did. I just wish I had access to these things while my mother was still alive. And I get the greatest joy when I see anybody's mother benefit, especially those with diabetes. It just makes my whole day, because that's my way of, sticking it back to the pharmaceutical companies that I believe took my mother prematurely. So please make sure you come back on Thursday, one of these Thursdays, and tell us the story, okay? Tell us what happened. Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate that. We're looking forward to hearing the story in the future. Okay, so there we have it, folks. We promised it on Thursdays. That's what we're going to be doing. So we want to hear your stories. No matter what they are, it's your chance to talk and say what you want and ask any questions that you want. We'll be on Thursday nights. We're going to continue this through the month of November. So that'll be our pattern. On Tuesdays, we have a presentation for new people, 7 o'clock. So Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday are my meetings, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This coming Sunday, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Prasad about RSV. Let's just Google that. And Sharon, by the way, you had a question. Your hand went up there a second ago, Sharon. So it's not too late to relate whatever it is that you wanted to ask about, Sharon. So go ahead.
I just want to know if it's this, Sharon. I had a person that I had gave some samples, and next thing you know, they told me they couldn't take it because they had to watch their fluid intake, and they had the I think lymphedema, the swelling of the legs and stuff like that. So I guess there's no other thing a person could do with that situation if they have to watch how much fluid they take. And we always encourage them to drink plenty of fluid.
If they have to be careful about their fluid intake, absolutely. Always go with whatever the doctor says they've got to be concerned about. So if they're on restricted fluid intake, then drink whatever it is the doctor says that they are allowed to drink, and that's fine.
Yeah, because she told me, she said it was making her go to the bathroom a whole lot, so she said then it made her dehydrated. So I said, well, thank you for telling me, and, I'm glad you caught it before, something else might come about.
Mm-hmm. And is she continue to take the product?
No, she stopped.
Now, stopping is not a good idea, because if it was making her go to the bathroom, it was doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Because
But she said it was making her dehydrated, because she couldn't take a bunch of water. And then, the water that she has, or the amount she could take, it's all washing out in the bath, going to the bathroom. So.
But did you say she has lymphedema?
She has lymphedema, and then she had congestive heart failure. She has a whole slew of other problems.
The worst thing she could do is stop taking it.
Mm-hmm. So
if that fluid does not come off her body, then she's going to be taking it with her to the grave.
That's true.
So fluid's got to go. If she does not get rid of that inflammation, she's in serious trouble. So the worst thing she could do is stop taking it.
Okay. Thank you.
If the only other option is to increase her fluid intake, do it to compensate for it, because that fluid has got to come off her body. It's got to come off. Otherwise, she's in serious trouble. Congestive heart failure is no joke.
All right.
So encourage her to rethink that and go get another opinion.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. So this is what we'll be talking about this coming Sunday. The RSV. Everyone's been asking, what does it stand for? There it is. Respiratory syncytial virus. And so we'll be talking with Dr. Prasad about this. And the question is going to be, of course, can microdaily make a difference? What about microdaily, the gummies for children? Because that the problem is manifesting itself in children, right? I think everyone is aware of that. So it's the children that's having the big issue with this product, with this respiratory issue. And if you go into your app, does everyone have a copy of the microdaily or the Engage Global app? If you go into your app, I'm going to bring it up here on my other screen. All you have to do is just scroll up and get to where you see Dr. Prasad events. Wherever you see Dr. Prasad events, you might have to refresh your device, pull down to refresh it. And I don't see it there. Today's the 10th. Oh, then this must be it right here. Yeah, there it is. So just go into the Dr. Prasad events, and there's the flyer right there. Concerned about RSV? Support your immune system. So you can take a screenshot of that if you want, and use this. You want to post that on social media. If you don't have the Engage Global app, ask your sponsor, whoever invited you, and they will share this with you. Okay. And or if you don't know who to get it from, in the chat, put your email address. Just put your email address and say, send me the flyer, please. And we will, one of me or my co-hosts will send you this flyer. But you want to share this with everyone, because right now, kids are ending up in the hospital with this RSV. And Dr. Prasad is going to show us scientifically whether or not micronutrients can make a difference in this situation. Okay, that'll be this coming Sunday at 5 p.m. We also have another major corporate event at 6 p.m. right after that event on Sunday. It's going to be an opportunity meeting. So it's an official corporate event, opportunity meeting this coming Sunday. Now, for any who are thinking about the business tonight and who want to understand the compensation plan, the CEO of the company and the top earner of the company at 8 o'clock will be doing a presentation tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time on the corporate event, on the corporate account. Okay, so check the corporate calendar and you can get access to that event. I don't have it here in front of me. If someone has it, you want to put it in the chat, feel free to do so. Okay, but this is the one here that you want. You're talking about being able to change someone's life right here. So get them to this event on Sunday. Okay, all right, very good. So there you have it, folks. Once again, just for the record, please be mindful that the FDA has not evaluated any of the comments that have been made tonight. My name is Jonathan Jones. It's been my pleasure and my privilege to be your host and moderator. But the FDA has not evaluated any of the comments that have been made tonight. I'm not a doctor. What you heard tonight is not intended to be a substitute for a visit to your primary healthcare physician. Testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. Okay? And we look forward to seeing you guys again this coming Sunday at 5 o'clock. And remember, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, respectively. Thank you all very much for joining us. We'll see you guys this weekend and see you at 8 o'clock tonight on the meeting there with Dave Nemelka and Jeff Ashby. You folks have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Jonathan.
much.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Thank you.
Yeah, good night.
Thank
Thanks.
you again, Virginia.
All right, John.
Night.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
night,
that was
everybody.
beautiful.
You're welcome.
I love the story. You had me laughing and tearing up at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
About the ball.
Man,